So have you found in your career journey moments where you've kind of reflected back and thought like, wow, something that I learned at Manor or at LaSalle or in my higher ed years did help me in
Yeah,
this career thing or in this project or in this experience I'm doing right now?
absolutely, absolutely. I would say um, a few of those things, and I will say Dr. Perry has really been influential in this respect, not only as during my time there, he was the president, but just as a mentor or someone that you can talk to about not only college but real life things. I remember when I was a senior in college at LaSalle, coming from Manor, going to LaSalle, and having to make a decision about where I was going to spend the next few years of my career professionally. And I had a phone call with him that day, and he shared with me some insight around, it's a tough decision. No matter where you go, you'll land on your feet. But one of the pieces of advice that he gave me was, when you go off to be widely successful in whatever you do, don't forget to reach back. It is extremely critical not only to your success, but to someone else's success, to pay it forward. Sometimes it's not that people haven't done the work, they're waiting for the opportunity. They're waiting for someone to show up to open the door for them. So as you get these, as Toni Morrison says too, and Dr. Perry said in so many words, as you get these jobs that you so brilliantly trained for, don't forget about the other people who will come behind you. And if you're not focusing on and equity in people, right? If you're not focusing on that, then all you've done has been for nothing. You need to be mindful about how you're treating people, how you are making people feel, but also realizing that you're not responsible for that. And there will be people who just don't get it, right? But don't focus on that. Make sure you leave the door open, leave the light on. So as someone is traveling along their journey, they have a safe house to stop by.
Right, and I think that's such good advice. So good kudos to Dr. Perry, who's our president currently too. But just remember those who can benefit from what you've gone through and can kind of learn and like you said, lift as you climb. Like I think
Hmm.
that's really kind of is a nice kind of tie in there. So Deborah, what advice would you give to current Manor College students about, who are going through it? Midterms are coming up soon. Maybe they're feeling a little unmotivated right now. Just what advice would you give them to kind of encourage them as someone who's kind of been there, done that, and kind of on
Hmm.
the other side?
A piece of advice I would give them is twofold. One, none of it's permanent. How you are feeling right now, today, in this moment, whether you're overwhelmed with studying or life and having to study, working, whatever it is, it's temporary. This feeling that you have will pass. However, remember your why. While you're going through midterms and you probably are ready to just throw the towel in, or feeling like, oh, I don't need to study as hard or as much, remember your purpose for why you're doing this. And so many of us at Manor are not there just for ourselves. So many of us are first generation graduates, and we're becoming the role models for people coming behind us. And we want to make sure that they look at our path and say that they can do it because we've done it. So do the work. Nothing beats the work but the work. There are no shortcuts. Study hard, um, do your best, and as long as you do your best, then you've done you've done all that you can do.